started it. I gotta go to the bathroom. Jason, turn that wheel right there, that big wheel, underneath the small screen. Turn the big wheel under the small screen so you can turn it to the left to get more third base.
Get up there by 9.
Good evening. On behalf of Coach Eastman, administration, staff, and players, we want to welcome you to Scotland Yard, home of the Woodlands Highlanders baseball, for this district match between the visitors from College Park High School and your Highlanders. Tonight's game and all games are played in accordance to the rules, regulations, and guidelines set forth by the Texas University Interscholastic League, UIL, including but not limited to demonstrating good sportsmanship. Regardless of the outcome of the game, all of these players and coaches have put in thousands of hours of blood, sweat, and tears into this great sport. Please do not do anything that undermines their effort or causes them to doubt themselves or the value of the athletic competition.
Check, 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 check.
Before the start of tonight's game, we would like to recognize and give a special thank you to our featured sponsors. MVP sponsored Billard Factory and Northwest Oral Surgery, and Hall of Fame sponsored the Hearn team. Throwing out tonight's first pitch.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another night of Highlander baseball here on the Highlander Sports Network. We've officially hit the midway point of district play in 13-6A, and the Highlanders are right where you expect them to be, sitting at 8-1, right in the thick of a championship race that would be back-to-back champions if they could pull that off. We have tonight's game with the College Park Cavaliers and then New Caney, Conroe, and Oak Ridge to wind things out. And we'll take a little look at that as we are bringing that up. This team is starting to hit its stride at the perfect time. Dominant on the mound, aggressive on the bases, and now beginning to show more discipline and power at the plate. Over the last few games, this pitching staff has absolutely taken over, and that has become the identity of this ball club. Now, let's take a look where things stand right now in 13-6A coming into tonight. Oak Ridge sits at 9-0 and aren't undefeated in 13-6A and sit at the top. The Grand Oaks Grizzlies sit at 9-2 and they are currently playing the War Eagles, who took Friday's game, and that is Oak Ridge or Grand Oaks' second loss on the season, one from the Highlanders, and they did split that, which is why Grand Oaks sits at number 2 currently in the standings, and the Highlanders are right there at 8-1, followed by the Willis Wildcats at 8-3. And what that means tonight, every single game from this point on is going to matter, and it's going to be a battle to the end. And as usual, for those of you that have been around Highlander baseball for quite some time, that last series against the Oak Ridge War Eagles, it always comes down to that series. It's always a battle. We host, and then they host, and those games over there are just it's a tough place to play. The Oak Ridge fans come out, and so we got that to look forward to here to wind the season out here in about 3 weeks. The Highlanders just one game back at that top spot with Oak Ridge still undefeated, and not just playing for a win tonight. We're playing to stay in the hunt for a district title. And a big reason why this Highlander team is rolling right now starts with a couple of guys who continue to impact the game in a big way. First, Cash Clayton, the junior. He's been the engine for this team. He's in the leadoff spot. He has been in the leadoff spot all season. He's there again tonight. Whether it's at the plate, on the bases, or even on the mound, Clayton does a little bit of everything, and when he's on, this lineup is completely different. More pressure, more energy, and more opportunities to score. And then there's the arm we're expecting to see tonight. That's going to be Mr. Jack Schmeckel, the University of Texas commit. He's going to get the call tonight on the mound, and that call on the mound is brought to you by our friends over at txhsbsb Dentistry. Make sure to jump on over. We'll have our ads running for them, and check out txhsbsb Dentistry as they have the call to the mound. That is going to be Mr. Jack Schmeckel, and he has been dominant this season. We're talking about swing and miss stuff with the slider, the ability to get in head and counts with the fastball, and then put him away with a sweeper. And he's flashed a change this season as well. And he does it all when it matters and the game's on the line. And I've seen him do it time in and time out over the last several years as he's been a 3-year starter for the Highlanders. When this staff is rolling, it sets the tone for everything else. The defense tightens up, the offense plays looser, and suddenly this team is difficult to beat. And tonight, with the Highlanders sitting at 8-1 in district, every outing like this matters. If Schmeckel can come out and do what he's been doing, pound the zone, rack up the strikeouts, and control the games, the Highlanders are going to be in a great spot to win this game here tonight. Two difference makers, one setting the tone, the other expected to take the ball tonight. That's where it starts for the Woodlands. And we're just moments away from first pitch. We'll come back and have lineups for you. And first pitch is scheduled for 7 o'clock.
Number 5, third baseman, Elias Diaz.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? txhsbsb Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbdentistry.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And welcome back to Game 2 of the District 13 6A matchup between the Highlanders and the College Park Cavaliers. I'm Jason Greer, and thanks for joining us here tonight as we're about ready to get things rocking and rolling here in this Game 2. The Highlanders took Game 1 and are looking to sweep this series and stay in contention for another 13 6A District Championship. Lineups tonight that's presented by Emma Grace Designs and Photography. Leading things off for the Cavaliers, Michael Kane is at second base. J.M. Juarez is your catcher in the 2-hole, and Paki Pauka Greco is out in right field. That's a mouthful. We'll just give you a heads up. That's going to be Mr. Greco out in right field. Noah Roman in the cleanup spot. He's at first base. Sergio Alvarez at third, and Caleb Cardenas in the 6-hole is at shortstop. 7, 8, 9 is Kyron Sweeby out in left field, and Jacob Franco is your designated hitter. And winding out the lineup for the Cavaliers out in center field, batting in the 9-hole, Jake Metters. And on the mound for the College Park Cavaliers is Ethan Dekwa. And for your Highlanders here tonight, it's going to be Cash Clayton. He's in center field. Cruz Romo on first base, and Jack Schmeckel gets the call to the mound. In the 3-hole, Cash McWhorter in left field. Chase Bradley behind the plate. Johan Fernandez at second. Elias Diaz at third, Noah Nightstep at short, and Bryson Bourne, the hot hand, hot bat. He has caught fire here in the last 3 or 4 games, and he is out in right field. And what I would say, considering one of the best outfields in the state of Texas, and they all happen to be juniors. That's Cash McWhorter, Cash Clayton in center, and Bryson Bourne out in right. Noah Nightstep gets the call at shortstop today for the Highlanders as well. And Jack Schmeckel finishing up his practice pitches. We're about ready for the throwdown from Mr. Chase Bradley, and we will be on our way here in just a few moments. As the Highlanders come into this game in district play, winning 7 in a row in district and 8 in a row overall. That includes a non-district win. That was our last game that we were able to cover for you against the Magnolia West Bulldogs. As we are rocking and rolling and ready to get started here at Scotland Yard for Game 2 of this 13 6A matchup between the Highlanders and the Cavaliers. And that would be the War of the Woods, 2 crosstown rivals here in the Woodlands. College Park opened back in 2006. That was the year the Highlanders brought home that national championship that you see out there in center field just to the left of your screen. We don't have the whole banner up, but first pitch at 7 o'clock misses down and away for ball 1. Schmeckel enters tonight's game with 25 strikeouts. He's 2-0 in district, and a .5 ERA. Slider misses down and in for ball 2. Takes count to 2-0. On the leadoff hitter, Michael Kane. He's at second base for the Cavaliers. Puts a fastball right there on the outside corner. Gets the call. Takes count to 2-1. And puts it right in there again. On the inner third, even the count at 2-2. Slider just misses off the inside corner. So you try to back foot that slider. Just a little too much vertical drop on that. Misses below the zone, and the payoff pitch on the way. Just misses. Had to be a little low, as that looked like it was right on the plate from my perch. And then a walk to lead things off for the Cavaliers. And a swing and a miss on the fastball. Runs the count to 0-1. No outs. We're just getting started. J.M. Juarez, the catcher at the plate. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled into the screen to make it 0-2. And chases the slider for strikeout. And the first of the game, and that would be number 26 in district play for Jack Schmeckel. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Paki Pauka Grego, with 1 out and a runner at first. And one of the things with that Schmeckel has struggled with thus far through the season, if you want to call it a struggle and a throwback down to the runner at first, he's back in time, is early in first, second, third inning, he struggles with finding the zone. He's around it, just not quite there, and he runs that pitch count up. I'd like to see him a little bit more on the plate with the fastball. He has a dominating fastball. It's a plus fastball. He'll run it up 94, 95. And just get those nice, easy ground balls to your infielders. Here's the 0-1, and that's a fastball in the inside corner. Fouled straight back. Runs the count to 0-2. We got 1 out. If you're just joining us for this Game 2, Battle of the Woods, the War of the Woods, here in the Woodlands. I think the Highlanders have won the last 4 or 5 in a row. And it's a down year for the Cavaliers. They're struggling through district play this year. Just a handful of wins. As they're looking to salvage their season here as they head into the second half of district play. And the runner takes off. That's on the ground. That's going to get through on the hit and run. And a single by Greco. And that's going to put runners at first and second for the Cavaliers. On the single by Greco with 1 out. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Noah Roman. Made the pitch, got the ground ball. He just put it in the right spot with the hit and run. That's in there for a called strike. Roman's over at first base for the Cavaliers tonight. Bradley running through signs. And the 0-1 from Mr. Jack Schmeckel on the way is swung on and missed to run the count to 0-2. One out here in the first. Cavaliers have some traffic on the bases, first and second, with 1 out. The pitch. That is swung on, a little bleeder in the air to Fernandez at second. He snags it, holds the runners for out number 2. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Sergio Alvarez, with 2 outs in the inning. This is a spot right here. You'd like to maybe see 1 pitch, ground ball, get out of the inning, keep that pitch count at, he's at 15. We'd run it to 16 with this one. Fastball right there on the outside corner. He's calling him high. For strike 1, he's definitely not getting that low call, which could be a bit of an issue. He likes to run that slider just above the knees. And a swing and miss on a fastball with a little bit of inside tail on it to the righty. Runs a count to 0-2. So back-to-back hitters, he's been 0-2. And the 0-2. Schmeckel set. Checks the runners. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider for the strikeout, the second of the game. 2 strikeouts, a single, a walk, and 2 left on for the Cavaliers. We move to the bottom of the first. This is Highlander Baseball on the Highlander Sports Network.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? Kcher Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. Kcher Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.kcherdentistry.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders Baseball. Kcher Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And we are beginning the bottom of the first here at Scotland Yard. It's going to be Cash Clayton, Cruz Romo, Jack Schmeckel, and then if anybody reaches, Cash McWhorter to clean up hitters in the hole. Cash Clayton coming into the season in district play. .333 on the season with a few home runs. And he's that spark plug, that top of the order. If you caught our little pregame intro, he's the engine that gets things going. And the 1-0 misses high. Runs it to 2-0. And here's a spot for that spark plug to ignite this lineup on a 2-0 pitch. He's got to be sitting on something to his liking. And high and outside, runs count to 3-0. And one thing, you look at this Highlander lineup, top to bottom. I mean, you got Bryson Bourne sitting at the bottom at 9-hole, and he's one of the hottest hitters in the district right now, the 3-0. He yanks that fastball outside, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Cash Clayton. And he's on base. That'll take that on-base percentage that's at 400 already up a little bit more. And brings up Cruz Romo for the Highlanders. He comes into district at .407 on the season with an OPS of 980 and an on-base percentage of .450. Puts curveball, little sweeper, misses down and away for ball 1 to Romo. That's Cruz Romo, the younger brother of Drew Romo, the catcher here, graduate of 2020. And that is swung on and lifted to deep right field, giving chase as Greco at the wall. and off the top of the wall, stays in play. And not really sure what was going on with that. Romo didn't know if he was going to catch it or if he had a home run. He didn't go into the home run trot. He didn't dog it. Cash Clayton was about halfway. He did his job, and then the ball hit. Clayton's at third and Romo's at first. Kind of figured he'd be at second with that. But Greco does a good job of getting to it and getting it in and just holding Romo to a long single that was out there towards the flagpoles, and it hit off the padding on the sponsors out there right in front of the Golo Toyota, so a free shout out for them. Hey, Golo, if you would like to become a sponsor of our radio TV broadcast, we'd love to have you. And pitch to Schmeckel. That's going to be on the ground and through the 6 hole for a single and an RBI for the pitcher, Jack Schmeckel, and University of Texas commit. And the Highlanders are on the board here in the first with the RBI single by Jack Schmeckel. That's going to move runners
Now batting
up.
number 1, Cash McWhorter.
We're going to have runners at first and second now with the left fielder, Cash McWhorter, at the plate. No outs. McWhorter, the cleanup hitter. Been up and down the lineup a little bit. Kind of seems to have found his spot here in a cleanup spot. That is swung on and lifted to shallow left, giving chase to Sweeby, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And brings up the catcher, Chase Bradley, for the Highlanders. Bradley comes into district play at 500 on the season with a 550 on-base percentage, and he's slugging a little over 1,000. One out in the inning. Runners at first and second for the Highlanders. And fastball misses high for ball 1. Deckwell on the mound, gets set. The pitch, the 1-0, is a curveball, misses down and away to Bradley for ball 2. Runs count to 2-0. Hitters count. You got to sit on that big beach ball pitch right here. The 2-0 on the way. Runs a fastball inside, and Bradley checks it up. And that's ball 3. 3-0. Those of you who have been listening to me long enough, you know what I'm doing here. If it's your pitch, no difference than 2-0. And he takes the fastball on the outside corner for a called strike to run it to 3-1. That's not a 3-0 pitch I'm swinging at. It's a good call right there by Chase. Is a little off the outside corner. Deckwell gets the call. The 3-1 on the way. That is on the ground to the shortstop. Slow roller on the way, and fantastic play by Cardenas as he gloves the slow roller and slows Bradley out at first. Runners move up to second and third. That's 2 outs now in the inning. Highlanders got 1 across on the RBI single by Jack Schmeckel. Brought in Cash Clayton. Brings up the second baseman, Johan Fernandez, with Elias Diaz on deck. Little change up from Deckwell, misses down and away to Fernandez. Not a bad idea. It's a great pitch if the far righty to throw to the lefties. Get that little oppo movement on it. Especially if they step in looking for a fastball, you throw that out of the same slot. You can get them out front. And fastball misses high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Count on Johan Fernandez, second baseman. Runners at second and third for the Highlanders. And changeup runs off the plate for ball 3 to Fernandez. Runners at second, third, first. I give him green light. And he yanks that fastball on the inside corner and misses. And that's a 4-pitch walk for Fernandez. Now it's going to load the bases with 2 outs for Elias Diaz, third baseman.
Now batting number 5.
Diaz comes in at 265. A chance to pick up a couple RBIs here for the Highlanders. He puts one in the gap. He'll clear the bases. Nice step on deck. And the curveball catches that outside corner. He got the call on that one. You see the catcher yank that one way back. The 0-1 to Diaz. He goes there again. Same spot. That one was a little bit up than the one before. And that's going to even it up at 1-1 on Diaz. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. He was on that one. Just got a little below it. Takes the count to 1-2. We got 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Highlanders. Leading by a score of 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. The 1-2. Yanks the fastball outside to even it up at 2-2. And the 2-2. Check swing, and he holds off. That sweeper again, trying to nibble at that outside corner. He got the call on the first one. He's not getting it on the last 2 he's throwing out there. That runs the count full. Runners are going to be going. Bases loaded. A double will give him 3 RBIs if he can get a hold of one here. The 3-2. Right there at the knees on the outside corner for called strike 3, and Diaz is down looking for the 3rd out of the inning. The Highlanders leave 3, push 1 across. They lead 1-0. This is Highlander baseball on the Highlanders Sports Network. And here we are moving into the top of the second. And it's going to be the shortstop, Caleb Cardenas, leading things off for the Cavaliers. Kyron Sweeby, and then Jacob Franco, the designated hitter. Anybody reaches the 9-hole hitter, Jake Metters is in the hole. Gets the call on the outside corner with the fastball. Get things started here in the second for Schmeckel. And a changeup that he gets Cardenas way out in front on. Take the count to 0-2. The 0-2 from Schmeckel. Bounces the slider in the dirt. Runs it to 1-2. Beautiful night here in South Texas. Early April. Easter's behind us. A lot of things happening, coming at you hot and fast. That's on the ground to the third baseman, Diaz. Scoops it and throws in time. Out number 1. And that's 5-3 if you're keeping score at home.
Now batting number 18,
And out number 1 brings up Kyron Sweeby with 1 out and nobody on. And fastball is in there, swing and miss over the top of that. For strike 1. Fastball down and in. For ball 1, evens it up at 1-1. Top of the second, beautiful, beautiful day here in South Texas. High got up to about 75. We're expected to get down to the upper 50s tonight. And then, as I was saying, that's swing and a miss for strike 2. The 1-2 on the way and hits him in the hip. He just overcooked that. Tried to come in with a slider and he got on the side of it. That arm angle came down. And that's going to be a hit by pitch for Kyron Sweeby. And puts a runner at first for the Cavaliers with 1 out. If you're going to get hit, that's a place to get hit. They're on that glute muscle. Wind's pretty quiet here tonight. And that's in there for a called strike. And a check on the runner. Jacob Franco at the plate. That is swung on and fouled straight back into the screen for strike 2. One out here, top of the second inning in this crosstown rival War of the Woods matchup, 13-6A, Texas high school baseball here on the Highlander Sports Network. And the 0-2. Runner takes off. The throw from Bradley is, just missed the out at second. Solid throw. Runner just got under the tag, so a stolen base for Kyron Sweeby, but gets the strikeout of Franco for out number 2. That brings up the designated hitter, Jake Metters, center fielder, with 2 outs and a runner at second. Slider misses away for ball 1. The 1-0. Catches the shin guard of Bradley. He scoots away from him. Allows the runner to move up to third. So tying run at third with 2 outs. 2-0 count on the center fielder Metters for the Cavaliers. Highlanders leading 1-0. The 2-0 slider catches the outside corner for a called strike one. Nice pitch in a 2-0 situation from Schmeckel. High caliber pitcher. He's heading off to Texas as a two-way player. And a swing and a miss on the fastball at the knees. He evens it up at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 4. Bradley's got to complete it, and the throwdown is in time. So keeping that at home, that's a strikeout with a 2-3 put out, and that takes us to the bottom of the second. Highlanders leading by a score of 1-0 here at Scotland Yard. This is the Highlander Sports Network.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? txhsbsb Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders Baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And welcome back as we are moving on into the bottom of the second. Highlanders leading this 13-6A crosstown matchup between the College Park Cavaliers and the Woodlands Highlanders by a score of 1-0. And it's going to be Noah Nightstep, Bryson Bourne, Cash Clayton, and then Cruz Romo if anybody reaches. So Noah Nightstep gets the call at shortstop tonight with Jack Schmeckel on the mound. And that is hammered out to the gap, and left center's got a chance. Got a chance. Oh, and a fantastic catch on the run by the center fielder Metters right in front of the 06 championship sign for out number 1. Man, nice step, barreled that one up. Thought it had a chance, but a nice play by Metters. Had a little bit of too much air under it. And that's going to bring up the right fielder Bryson Bourne for the Highlanders. With 1 out and nobody on. Bourne been swinging a hot bat of lately. And a curveball he's getting that call for a called strike. That sweeper just catching that corner. And the 0-1. And got him to chase it. Showed it to him once. He went a little bit further and Bourne followed him. Runs the count to 0-2. Runs it again out there. Bourne lays off that one. They got me once, got me twice, not this time. Runs the count to 1-2. Pitch on the way. Almost hits him with the fastball and evens it up at 2-2. One out here in the inning. We're in the bottom of the second. Bryson Bourne at the plate. 2-2 count. The pitch. That is going to get through the right side, and a C&I single for Bryson Bourne, and he stays hot. Going to bring up the leadoff hitter back to the top of the order for the Highlanders, and Cash Clayton.
Now batting number 7, Cash Clayton.
So Cash Clayton at the plate, Cruz Romo on deck, and Bryson Bourne at first. He won't be there long. He'll be at third here in about 5 seconds. Blazing speed. And a check swing, he holds it as the fastball misses on the inside corner for ball 1. 1 out, runner at first for the Highlanders. Cash Clayton at the plate. Highlanders leading 1-0. And a check on the runner. And he is just at about the max of his lead. He got back in underneath that one that was a bang bang. The hand got there and the glove came down, so he's got his spot. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he's going to extend. Kind of in that same area. Try to get that shot for you. Running solo here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your camera operator, producer, and your broadcaster. Bourne takes one more half step and doesn't go. That's on the ground just past the bag and foul at third. Even it up at 1-1. Clayton, 4-pitch walk back in the first. Had to improve that on-base percentage just a tad. The 1-1 takes a curveball at the belt for a called strike. It's a good take. Not much he could do with that. You'll see another one. Foul him off. Get back into the count here. The 1-2. 1 out. Bryson Bourne at first and back in time. He could probably get another step or so over at first. Surprised he hasn't gone yet. The 1-2, and that misses off the plate for ball 2, and that's going to even it up at 2-2. The 2-2 on the way. That is hammered to straightaway center, but right at Jake Metters, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Cruz Romo. He singled back in the first. And Jack Schmeckel on deck. Bryson Bourne's at first with 2 outs. Romo, that long single out just in front of the flags in the gap, and Bourne takes off, and that's not even going to be close. So stolen base for Bryson Bourne puts him in scoring position with 2 outs. As I was saying before the action there, Romo had tattooed one out in front of the, hit off the top of the banner, the Golo Toyota banner, or say Golo dealerships, because they have Toyota, Mazda, and Ford all up in Conroe. And Mr. Golo, if you're listening, we'd love to have you come on as a sponsor. Mention your name more than when a ball hits off your sign out there. And the 2-0 misses on the inside corner. Runs it to 3-0. I think right here you got 2 outs. You got speed on the bases. Man, you got a pitch you can hit. Give him the green light. A lot of power in that bat. And that was the pitch to do it. So we called a balk. So we had a balk, and that's what speed does to you. So the balk puts Bourne at third. Here's a 3-0. Misses high and outside. And a walk for Cruz Romo puts runners at first and third now. With 2 outs and the pitcher, Jack Schmeckel, at the plate. Two-way player. Heading to Texas. When he's not pitching, he's at shortstop.
Jack Schmeckel.
4-pitch walk for Romo. Bourne at third. Schmeckel looking to pick up the RBI. He's already got one. Had the single back in the first. Brought in Clayton, and that misses way outside. And a nice job by the catcher Juarez to keep that somewhat in front of him and hold the runners at first and third. And just kind of way that played out, it looked like Decwa crossed up Juarez. And that's what this conversation is about. And then speed at third. One gets away, Bourne to jump on it. And he'll be at home plate, and then he's like Flash Gordon. Plus runner. Also a football star for the Highlander football team. The 1-0. And that misses outside to run it to 2-0. The 2-0 puts one on the inside corner for a called strike. It's a borderline pitch. It's not a 2-0 pitch. You wouldn't swing at that anyways. The 2-1 floats the sweeper in there for a called strike, and Decwas battled back and got this count even at 2-2. And that is tapped foul at the plate. We're going to keep it at 2-2 with 2 outs. So we got the deuces on the board. Score is 1-0, and we're in the second. We had another run up there. We'd have deuces gone wild with 2-2-2-2. But score is 1-0. See if Jack Schmeckel can do something about that here. The 2-2 is off the outside corner. And that's going to run the count full. And that's going to give Cruz Romo a head start over at first on this pitch. This is just a coaching spot here. You got to be careful of that double move. You don't see a whole lot of them anymore, that third to first. Nope, runner goes and misses down and away with the fastball, and that's going to load him. So back-to-back walks. And a single by Bryson Bourne has the bases loaded for the Highlanders for the second time here tonight. They were loaded back in the first. And it's going to bring up the junior, Cash McWhorter, for the Highlanders. And this is going to get Coach Faraday out of the dugout to have a conversation with his pitcher, Decwa. And I think this is just a conversation of we got to be careful here. This game can get out of hand in a hurry. McWhorter with tremendous amounts of power. Wind is quiet. The air is light. There's no humidity. The ball is going to travel here tonight. You make a wrong pitch, and this game's 5-0 in a heartbeat. I'd rather, if you're going to give up a hit, keep it on the ground. A single, maybe if they pick up 2. But dangerous hitter, and you're in a dangerous part of this lineup. Again, like I had mentioned in our pregame, this lineup, not too many weaknesses, as everyone is kind of hitting on their cylinders right now. And they're coming alive, and everybody's a tough out, 1 through 9 in this Highlander lineup. And as Coach Faraday makes his way back towards the dugout, and Cash McWhorter steps into the box. The Highlanders up by 1 with 2 outs here in the second. And he's looking to blow this thing open. But you got to step in right here. If I'm him, I'm dialed in. I'm dialed in on one spot until I get it. And he gets the call on the outside corner. Took a little bit off the fastball. Had a little bit of horizontal run into the right-handed hitter. He gets it again, back-to-back pitches. Not much, those are just great pitches. You got to tip your cap to him. There's not much you could do with those besides foul those off. Now he's got him looking out over the plate. I wouldn't be surprised to see that big sweeper coming in onto the back foot right here. Now he goes there again, doesn't get the call. Same pitch. He's got a feel for that pitch to the lefties right now. Your McWhorter, you got to defend it. Get back in this, even it up. Now I wouldn't be surprised to see that sweeper. There it is, handcuffs him, but he checks it, and it misses down and in. That evens it up at 2-2. Now you're probably going to see that fastball with that tailing action away from him. Be ready to react. And the 2-2. There it is. And he hammers that one out into right. Got a lot of air under it. Metters makes the catch and shallow right center for out number 3. The Highlanders load them. Can't do anything with it. They lead 1-0. This is Highlander baseball on the Highlander Sports Network. And we are about ready to start the top of the third here at Scotland Yard in this 13-6A crosstown matchup between the two schools that call the Woodlands home. That's College Park and the Woodlands. As they're battling it out, Highlanders leading this one by a score of 1-0 here as we head into the top of the third, and it's going to be the top of the order for the Cavaliers. The second baseman, Kane, Juarez, and then Greco. And if anybody reaches, the cleanup hitter, Roman. Kane reached on a walk back in the first. That's right there on the outside corner for called strike one. Slider misses to even it up at 1-1. Puts change up right there on the outside corner for a called strike 2. And Kane is down 1-2 with no outs and nobody on as we're just getting the third started. The 1-2. Little check swing, and he holds it. And that's going to even it up at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 5 for Schmeckel through 3. He's given up 1 hit and 5 strikeouts so far through 2 1/3.
Now batting number 7, Juan Miguel Juarez.
And Juarez, the catcher, struck out back in the first, and that one almost hits him in the hip. And that's ball 1. The 1-0 overcooks the fastball, misses high and outside for ball 2. Takes it to 2-0. That is on a rope, but right at Noah Nightstep. I don't think he even moved. I think he looks like he squatted just a little and caught her right in front of him.
17, Pawaka Grego.
And it brings up Paco Greco, who has the lone hit for the Cavaliers. He had a single over on the left side of the infield back in the first. And that is on the ground and just past the bag, foul. For strike 1 to Greco. 2 outs here in the third. Jack Schmeckel working into the third. The 0-1 is fastball down in the dirt, evening up at 1-1. Again, one of the probably weaknesses I see in Schmeckel is that pitch count's already up around 50. We're not through the third yet. And a check swing, but it's a called strike on the inside corner to run it to 1-2. And then what he'll do is here, and probably he'll come out in the fourth and kind of figure it out, and then he starts to hit cruise control. And a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strikeout number 6. But Bradley's got to finish it. The throw down to Romo is in time. So strikeout number 6 for Schmeckel. And we're heading to the bottom of the third. Highlanders are leading this by a score of 1-0 here at Scotland Yard. This is the Highlander Sports Network.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? txhsbsb Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And here we are into the bottom of the third in this War of the Woods matchup, crosstown rival. And it's going to be Chase Bradley leading things off for your Highlanders here in the third, with the Highlanders leading by a score of 1-0. Bradley grounded to the shortstop Cardenas, who made a great play on a slow roller to get Bradley at first. First pitch misses for a ball. Dekwa out for inning number 3. And misses high and inside for ball 2. Good spot here for Bradley, and the hitters count the 2-0. And lays off the fastball way outside for ball 3. Well, I get to give my 3-0 speech a lot here tonight. You got to pick it out. He's going to take a little bit off. He's going to try to get it right over the center of the plate just like that. And that's a ball that man, he could have cooked that one out to the light poles if he'd been having a green light on that. But it's in there for that obligatory take strike 3-0. Runs it to 3-1. And I think it's the first time he hasn't gotten that call tonight. Right there at the knees on the outside corner. And that's going to be a walk for Bradley. We'll have a courtesy runner. So again, the Highlanders have runners on base. They've done it every inning. They've only been able to push one across. They had them loaded in the second and loaded in the first. They were only able to get one run out of those 6 that have been left on. Brings up Johan Fernandez. He walked back in the first. Shows bunt, gets it down, and it's right back to the pitcher, Dekwa. And he fields and gets it to first in time. Sacrifice complete. Nice bunt by Fernandez to move the runner over. And that he moves the Gordley up to second, the courtesy runner for Bradley, and brings up Diaz, who struck out in the first. With a runner at second and 1 out. There's that big sweeper. Gets it in there for a called strike. Knight steps on deck. And then Bryson Bourne, if anybody reaches. The 0-1. That is out to center. Metters retreats towards the track, settles and makes the catch. Gordley is going to test the arm and gets in under the tag. Nice throw by Metters on the money. Just about a flash of a second too late, and that's going to move the runner up to third for the Highlanders. And 2 outs, and brings up Noah Nightstep, the shortstop.
Now batting number 14, Noah Nightstep.
With 2 outs and a runner at third. And he hammered one out to the gap. And that's going to be in there for a called strike on the sweeper. Looked a little high, but he's been getting that pitch. I almost think if I'm Coach Eastman, I might go to someone like Luke Peterson, the way he's calling that pitch. Just let him dot that outside corner. I mean, he's going to come in from the bullpen, and that misses on the inside corner to even it up at 1-1. The 1-1 just off the outside corner for ball 2. A nice step gave one a ride out there to the 06 National Championship sign, and Metters ran it down. Made a great play out there in left center. He's seeing it, the 2-1. And that is just foul down the third baseline. Evens it up at 2-2 for the junior Noah Nightstep. He's at shortstop tonight. No wind here tonight. Temperatures dropping. No humidity in the air, and that misses off the outside corner. Runs it to 3-2. So ball will carry. Highlanders have had plenty of opportunities to make this could easily be a 7-8 nothing ball game. Just haven't come up with that big hit when they need it. And Night Step calls for time. We're going to reset and do this again. Runner at third, 2 outs, and the payoff pitch on the way. And that is up the middle again. And that's going to, oh, wow, Night Step cannot get a break. A diving catch by Cardenas, and shallow center field robs Night Step of a hit. And that's going to take us to the 4th. Highlanders lead 1-0. This is the Highlander Sports Network. And we are moving on into the 4th here at Scotland Yard. Highlanders leading this crosstown War of the Woods matchup by a score of 1-0. And it's going to be Noah Roman, Sergio Alvarez, and Caleb Cardenas for the College Park Cavaliers here in the 4th. Schmeckel out for inning number 4 of work. 64 pitches on that pitch count, and the fastball misses high and inside for ball 1. You'd like to see a quick inning here for Schmeckel. A 1-2-3, 8 pitches would be fantastic. And that fastball is fouled straight back as Roman was on that one. He tried to give it a ride, and it's straight back for ball or strike 1, evens it up at 1-1. And the 1-1, the wind, the kick, the pitch is a little spinner, and I knew that was going to happen as soon as I saw it come off the bat. Yeah, an inside fastball. You didn't even hear that off the bat. I would almost say it was a foul ball. The way that it hit in the way it looked like it hit in the box. It had that side spin on it. In that cue ball action, Diaz didn't have a chance of trying to glove that. That's a ball where you just got to barehand it and squash it. And the umpires are having a conversation about whether or not that ball hit in the batter's box and then scooted out, which is getting Coach Eastman a little worked up. But when you have a 2-man umpiring crew and that umpire is not at first base, you're just Coach Eastman has a few words. And
now batting number 19, Sergio Alvarez.
so it's going to be an infield single for Noah Roman, and Alvarez tried to get the bunt down and fouls it out of play. So let's go back and take a look at that again. So it was what should have been a foul ball. Umpire missed it. So an infield single for Noah Rowan. Sergio Alvarez, third baseman, he's at the plate. And he's looking to sacrifice bunt the tying run over to second. That's kind of where this game is going at the point right now in the 4th inning. He shows bunt early, gets away from him in the throw down to first by Chase Bradley behind the runner, not in time. Great idea. Anytime you get that outside fastball like that, I always used to teach my catchers, my first baseman, you get that pitch, even if it's intentional or unintentional, make the throw. That is swung on in high and foul territory. Romo giving chase, and that's going to get out of play. That takes the count to 1-2 on Alvarez. Noel Roman, he's at first, had the infield single / foul ball. And the 1-2. Swung on and missed. That's going to be strikeout number 6 for Jack Schmeckel. And out number 1 here in the 4th for the Cavaliers. Brings up the shortstop Cardenas, who made a fantastic play to rob Knightstep of a hit to end the 3rd. Overcooks the fastball. Bradley didn't have a chance at that one. Just to get a glove on it was fantastic by the catcher Bradley. And that gets away from him and allows Roman to move up to second with 1 out. So wild pitch. That was way into the left-handed batter's box. Fastball misses high. Runs it to 2-0. Slider in the dirt, runs it to 3-0. Fastball right there on the inside corner. And the pitch misses down for ball 4. And that puts runners at first and second. For the Cavaliers with only 1 out. And Kyron Sweeby, the left fielder, is at the plate after this conversation between Bradley and Schmeckel. And that's just Bradley going out, some words of confidence for his pitcher. Didn't get the coaches out. Nothing, coaches don't see anything. And these two, when I say these two, Schmeckel and Bradley play summer ball together. They've played together for 3 or 4 years or even further back. So these two know each other. And that's got to come in handy. And I'll tell you, that's going to be a valuable source when the playoffs come around. And you got 2 guys that are in tune with each other, that have played together that much, that know what the other is thinking when it comes to locations and pitches and the trust that Schmeckel has in Bradley. The 1-0 off the outside corner. And that's going to get Coach Eastman out. He's seen something, as that was pitch number 60 from Schmeckel, with only one out here in the fourth. And we'll take a quick break.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? Kacher Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have two separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.kacherdentistry.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And we are back. That mound visit brought to you by Kacher Dentistry. The 2-0 on the way. Catches the outside corner. For strike one, runs a count to 2-1. We got runners at first and second, one out. Misses below the knees for ball three. And we got some action down in the Highlander bullpen. Time called at the plate. Kyron Sweeby with a 3-1 count. Looking to get the Cavaliers on the board. Fastball right there on the outside corner. Runs it to 3-2. And that's all he needs to do. If he can move that ball there and then move it to the inside corner, these guys won't touch it all night. And then you can throw a little change up in there. And the payoff pitch spoils a fantastic slider on a 3-2 count to stay alive. That pitch had everything, the shape, the tilt, some great depth on it. And Sweeby got just a piece of it to see another pitch. I'd throw it to him again. He did, and that one wasn't as good. And that's going to load the bases for the Cavaliers with one out.
Now batting number 15, Jacob Franco.
Brings up the designated hitter for the Cavaliers, Jacob Franco. So to kind of set this for you, infield is corners tight, two in the middle, and the outfield is straight up. Fastball peppers that outside corner and gets the call for strike one on Franco. Slider misses. Evens it up at 1-1. The 1-1 foul tipping off the glove of Bradley for strike two. Schmeckel has the glove on the hip. He gets his sign, and he is set. And the 1-2 to Franco on the way. yanks the fastball way outside. Evens it up at 2-2. Puts the fastball in the dirt. Runs count full at 3-2. He's laboring through this at bat. He's had a hard time spotting the pitches. Everything's low. You can tell he's a little frustrated with himself. There's a time where you just kind of dig deep. And you're always one pitch away from getting out of this jam. A hard ground ball to the shortstop, and you're in the dugout. So he steps off. Bases are full of Cavaliers. 1 out and a 3-2 count on Franco. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Big out right there, and strikeout number 8. And the second time for Franco. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Metters.
Now batting number 10, Jake Metters.
As Metters steps in with 2 outs and the bases loaded. It kind of seems to be the theme here tonight. Everybody loads the bases and can't come up with the big hit. Slider way outside. For ball 1. That was pitch 71 by Jack Schmeckel. And lucky that wasn't a balk. That misses down and away for ball 2. Be a good spot right here. I think Bradley needs to take a timeout and slow him down a little bit. He's really speeding things up. And that misses to run into 3-0. There's the 3-0 down the middle strike. Runs it to 3-1. He swings and fouls it up straight and just over the stands to run that count to 3-2. Runners will be running 3 out, 3-2 with 2 outs. Highlanders leading by 1. Cavaliers threatening. The pitch that's on the ground and just foul down the third base line. And we're going to do it again. That was probably about 6 inches from making this a 2-1, maybe 3-1 ball game. That would have got down into the corner. Been a lot of problems for McWhorter down there, but needs to say it's a foul ball. We're going to do it all again. 3-2. Runners will be running. Jake Metters at the plate. Highlanders up by 1. That is over the glove of Johan Fernandez for an opposite field single by Metters. And 2 RBIs, and the Cavaliers have just taken a 2-1 lead off the 2-out single by Jake Metters, and that's going to get Coach Eastman out of the dugout, and that's very likely the end of the night for Jack Schmeckel. As Metters comes up big, that's the first big hit of the night with the bases loaded, and the damage is done as he picks up 2 RBIs. Roman comes in to score, and Cardenas comes in to score. Sweeby is at third now. And we're going to have a pitching change. This pitching change is brought to you by Kacher Dentistry. That looks like Xavier Gregg coming in out of the bullpen, the righty. We'll break that down for you and be back as this call to the bullpen brought to you by Kacher Dentistry.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? Kacher Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have two separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.kacherdentistry.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
All right, stand corrected. That is Luke Sheeran, East Texas Baptist University commit, coming in out of the bullpen. The call to the bullpen brought to you by Kacher Dentistry. And the final line for Jack Schmeckel, 3 2/3. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts through 3 2/3. He struggled with command tonight. And it's been typical for the season for him, usually through the first 2 innings, and then he kind of finds that zone, and he works out of the tools he has in his toolbox. He kind of settles on 1 or 2 and goes with them through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and usually finds that spot and just gets dialed in, and he just couldn't find it tonight. And he exits the game with 2 outs, and the College Park Cavaliers have flipped it upside down and have taken a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 4th. And that's going to be the top of the order now for the Cavaliers. The second baseman, Michael Kane.
Number 8, Michael Kane.
And he walked in the 1st and he struck out in the 3rd. As he steps up here in the 4th with runners at 1st and 3rd and 2 outs. And the Cavaliers leading 2-1. Fastball misses down for ball 1. And the 1-0. That is out to left. McWhorter giving chase and makes the catch in front of the wall and the left field line. Man, he turned and burned and ran that thing down, and what a play by Cash McWhorter to end the top of the 4th, but the College Park Cavaliers can't spit that out. Take a 2-1 lead here in the 4th. This is Highlander Baseball on the Highlander Sports Network.
And again, we still have the guest.
All right, we are moving into the bottom of the fourth, and the Cavaliers, they're the first ones to come up with that big hit with the bases loaded. The Highlanders have had them loaded 2 or 3 times tonight, couldn't get that big hit. The Cavaliers get them loaded with 2 outs and get that hit from Jake Metters, and they come in here to the bottom of the fourth with a 2-1 lead. Bryson Bourne leading things off for the Highlanders. He singled back in the first and takes that first pitch swinging on that fastball and fouls it into the screen for strike 1. And he has been swinging an absolutely just fire stick of a bat here in the last 3 or 4 games. And he has extended that streak here tonight. Big curveball from Dekwa that misses high and inside for ball 1. Evens up at 1-1. Cash Clayton's on deck. That'll take us back to the top of the order. And then Cruz Romo. And if anybody reaches, Jack Schmeckel is still in the game. He's the pitcher DH. And the 1-1 to Bourne. Fastball misses high. And that takes it all the way to the backstop. The 2-1. That is lifted down the right field line and foul. Runs at the 2-2 on Bourne. Uses all parts of the field and tremendous speed. That is to the third baseman, Alvarez, and Bourne almost beats that out. So 5-3 and your scorecard for out number 1. And back to the top of the order, Cash Clayton, responsible for the Highlanders' only run. He came around to score after walking in the first, and he flew out to center in the second. Cruz Romo on deck. Puts a curveball right there for a called strike. He's been getting that pitch all night. That's on the ground to the third baseman again. Alvarez, and the throw in time. If you're the Cavaliers, Coach Faraday's 2 outs here, quick 2 outs so far here in the fourth. You gotta like what you're seeing from your pitcher Dekwas. He's kind of found the zone here.
Now batting number 9, Cruz Romo.
Brings up first baseman Cruz Romo. He singled in the first and walked in the second, so he's 1 for 1 on the night. Had that long single. Curveball way outside for ball 1. 2 outs here in the fourth. Highlanders trailing by a score of 2-1. Fastball just misses that outside edge to run it to 2-0. And a big swing, and Romo's, that had Oppo Homer written all over it. Just tipped it. I like that swing, the 2-2. That's going to be back up the middle, and the shortstop Cardini is again on the run, makes a great play, but the throw way offline. That's going to let Romo, he's heading to second. We're going to see what's going to happen here. The throw is in time, and he is tagged out. And so that takes us to the top of the fifth. Highlanders trailing 2-1. We'll walk through that when we come back. We'll come back a little early for you to kind of walk through that play. This is Highlander Sports Network.
Get a refreshment
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? Kcher Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. Kcher Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have two separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. Kcher Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
All right, I told you we'd come back a little bit early, so we had ground ball to the shortstop Cardenas, made a great play behind the bag, showing off the range. The throw was way offline. That allowed, and the catcher, so a tip of the cap to the catcher, Juarez, doing his job and backing the play up at first. Ball gets away from him, scoots back towards the infield. If you can see that on camera. My videographers are out tonight. I don't have the ability to, I can zoom in and out. I just don't have the ability to move the camera. And then Romo decided he thought he had enough of a space to get to second. He doesn't. The catcher gets to the ball, throws it to the second baseman, Kane, and Romo is tagged out for out number 3. And that's going to bring up the catcher himself, Mr. Juarez, here in the top of the 5th for the Cavaliers. And that misses down and away for ball 1. Misses on the inside corner for ball 2. So it's going to be Juarez, Greco, and then Roman. So 2, 3, and 4 for the Cavaliers. And a swing and a miss on the fastball. Run it to 2 and 1. Chase the elevated fastball for strike 2 on the swing. Evens it at 2 and 2. The 2-2 to Juarez is on the ground to the shortstop night step, and the pick and the throw in plenty of time for out number 1. Brings up Paki Pauka Grego. I'm trying to remember, I think he has an older brother. I remember there being 2 of them in the lineup last year. As you know, you like to see that. If you just saw that on the camera, Juarez came back down after being thrown out at first and had a few words of advice for Greco. He likes seeing that. Teammates sharing intel. Curveball right there on the outside corner from Sheeran for called strike 1. And that's the pitch I think you got to be able to make tonight. Umpire is calling that. He's been calling it all night for Dekwa. If you can get that curveball to catch that front edge of the plate, and that one's right there at the knees for called strike 2. A little sweeper. Slurve, we used to call it. Back in the scouting days. And the 0-2 from Sheeran. Swing and a miss. And the first strikeout of the evening for Sheeran. and brings up the first baseman, cleanup hitter, Noah Roman, with 2 outs and nobody on. And the Cavaliers leading 2-1. Got him to chase the fastball high and outside for strike 1. That is swung on and fouled straight back into the net for strike 2. Sharon is set, and the 0-2. That is swung on and fouled straight back, and boom, right in front of our camera. Well, if we got that one on tape. To rewind and watch that one on YouTube later. Keeps it at 0-2. 2 outs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 2 in the inning for Luke Sheeran. He comes in, he's productive, hitting the zone. Highlanders hold. They head to the bottom of the 5th. They're down 2-1. This is the Highlander Sports Network. And there we are moving into the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5 for the Highlanders. You go back to your lineup in your scorecard. That's going to be Jack Schmeckel, Cash McWhorter, and the catcher, Chase Bradley. Schmeckel 1 for 1 on the night. He had a single back in the first, and he walked back in the second. And that's going to be up the middle. Cardenas, the glove, the vacuum, and kind of the same play that ended the inning. And this time he holds on to it as he bobbled it a little bit as he was coming up through the infield. And that's going to be, I gave him an infield single on that. More than likely could have beat that out or would have beat that out. It would have took another great play by Cardenas to get the out at first. So an infield single for Schmeckel. And Cash McWhorter at the plate. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner, misses for ball 1. Looked really good from up here. That's why I'm up here. Gonna check on the runner, and that gets away. And that's going to kick down the right field line. That could get Schmeckel to third, and Coach Eastman going to hold him as the right fielder Greco got over there. And that's just one of those I saw pregame, and Greco does have an arm. There's a reason he's in right field. You're down by 1, runners in scoring position. You got the cleanup hitter, and Chase Bradley, 5-hole hitter, coming up with no outs. No reason to make that first out at third. So Schmeckel at second on the throwing error from the pitcher Dekwa. And the 1-0 to McWhorter. That is hammered. That is going to get out to the right center gap and drop. Metters is there. Schmeckel is held at third. Not sure if he got a bad read on that off the bat. Wasn't following the action on that one. But the single by McWhorter puts runners at first and third for the Highlanders with no outs, and Chase Bradley at the plate with the tying run at second and the go-ahead run at first. Johan Fernandez on deck, and the curveball's in there for a called strike. Evens up at 1-1. This is where I'd get third baseman's even with the bag. First baseman's holding. I'd put the safety squeeze on right here. Now you got a 2-1 count. I definitely would entertain it. You catch them off guard. More than likely, a third baseman throws it into the outfield and you get 2 runs out of it. Runner goes. Bradley with phenomenal bat control. Definitely would have got it down. 3-1's a count. Runners at second and third now. Nobody out. Bradley with a chance to put the Highlanders ahead. Go-ahead runs at second. Infield's in. That is hammered up the middle. That's going to get 1 in, and the game's tied. As Bradley with the RBI single ties the game at 2. Great piece of hitting by Bradley. Didn't get too crazy with that. Just took a ball up the middle, on the middle of the plate, and drove it right back where it was pitched. And we have a whole new game. We're tied up at 2. That's going to get Coach Faraday out of the bullpen as Dekwa is pushing that pitch limit. He has no outs and runners on the corners. And let's see what we're going to get here. As Dekwa, he was walking off the mound with the ball in his hand, and Faraday just ignored him. You don't see that too often. It gets everybody back on the mound. Showing a little confidence in his pitcher. It looks like he's going to be staying in the ball game. And Coach Eastman is going to have a conversation with Coach McDowell, the first base coach. Let's make sure everybody's on the same page. Again, you've got a situation here for a safety squeeze. You got a left-handed batter, Fernandez, who can handle the bat. And so Dekwa is going to stay in the game. So runners on the corners, no out, Fernandez at the plate. Safety squeeze, here it is. And takes a ball on the outside corner. Gorley's the courtesy runner. He has speed. This is a spot where you could blow this game open, put the ball in play, and Cavaliers have been throwing it around the infield here the last inning and the third. The runner takes off, and the throw goes through. A nice throw by Juarez. If he'd put a tag on him, it'd have been close. But a stolen base for Gorley. Now you have second and third. Nobody out. A 2-0 count on Fernandez at the plate. Fernandez walked and had the sacrifice bunt back in the third. That gets away, almost hits him in the feet to take the count to 3-0. Trying to see if we had some action down in the Cavaliers bullpen. Deck was pushing that pitch, and he's at 87. Diaz on deck, no outs. The 3-1. Almost hits him again. That one gets away. Runner coming in, and McWhorter's going to score on the wild pitch. And it's a 3-2 ball game, as the Highlanders have answered. And that is probably going to be, it is going to be it. That's second mound visit. And that's going to be it for Dekwa. He's done, he has worked around some traffic. He has battled. He's given his team a chance. He's kept them in this ball game. We'll have this pitching change for you here in a moment. It's called the bullpen, brought to you by txhsbsb Dentistry.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? txhsbsb Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, eye-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have two separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
Oh, and we are in the fifth. So it's going to be 4 innings of work for Ethan Dekwa. He leaves. He's going to be the pitcher on record. So if this score stays the way it is, he'll take the loss. So the call of the bullpen brought to you by txhsbsb Dentistry, your local hometown Woodlands dentist. Dentistry dental practice. They offer adult and pediatric services. Jump on over to txhsbsb Dentistry. Schedule your appointment for whether it's your cleaning or any other dental needs that you may have. And Seth Bogan gets the call from the bullpen for the Cavaliers. So Dekwa goes 4. Gives up 3 runs. He leaves as the Highlanders have struck back here in the 5th and have taken the lead 3-2. Elias Diaz at the plate with the bases loaded. I'm sorry, first and third. Gordley at third, Johan Fernandez at first, and Elias Diaz is at the plate. The 0-1 is a curveball. It's in there to make it 0-2. That's on the ground. That's going to get past the third baseman, Alvarez, and an RBI single for Elias Diaz as Gordley comes in to score, the courtesy runner for Chase Bradley. And that's going to bring up Noah Nystep, who has blistered the ball all night.
Now batting number 14, Noah Nystep.
With no outs and runners at first and second, Highlanders leading now 4-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. See, the third time's a charm for Nightstep. Takes a slider in the dirt for ball one. As Coach Eastman has asked for times, having a quick word with his shortstop. Wondering if that was maybe a missed sign. I don't know if he had a bunt on. We'll see if he's going to bunt here. I don't know if he'd want to do that. He's been hammering the ball all night. He's seeing it. Yep. Missed a sign. Gets the bunt down, and it's beautiful. The third baseman fields it and can't get to it. So an infield bunt single for Nightstep. And that gets Fernandez up to third, Diaz up to second, and the bases are loaded with no outs, and Bryson Bourne at the plate. Singled in the second and grounded out to the third baseman Alvarez in the fourth. That is swung on and down the right field line, giving chase and just out of play for strike one. No outs, bases loaded, bottom of the fifth. The Highlanders have pushed 3 across to take a 4-2 lead after the Cavaliers took a 2-1 lead in the top of the fourth. Bryson Bourne at the plate. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Fouled at the plate for strike two. The 0-2. Bourne spoils a great curveball from Bogan. Keep it at 0-2. And the 0-2. That's on the ground. Shortstop Cardenas can't handle it. Tries to get the short hop. Would have been a tough play to get Bourne. It's on an infield single for Bourne. And an RBI as Fernandez comes in to score. And everybody moves up a bag. Diaz to third. Nightstep to second. And Bryson Bourne's at first and flips the lineup over to Cash Clayton. He is hitter number 8 here in the 5th inning. And the Highlanders, unless they will go through the lineup. regardless if a double play is turned. And big swing. I think Cash Clayton was trying to send us all home. I think he wanted to add a grand slam to his high school resume. Would have been impressive. 3-year starter, came up as a freshman during the Conroe series when the Highlanders were struggling in the 2023 season. Had won one district game through 6. That's in there for a strike. Runs the count to 0-2. Hits a home run off the scoreboard in Conroe, and basically, to me, that was a turning point of the Highlanders season as they rallied and finished strong and were able to take the 4th playoff spot that season. A little infusion from the youngster who was at the time a freshman, Cash Clayton. That misses down and in. Runs the count to 1-2. Cruz Romo on deck. That is, he spoils the curveball to stay alive at 1-2. He's walked tonight and flew out to center and grounded to the third baseman Alvarez in the 4th. The 1-2 from Bogan on the way. That is down the line, third base line. That is fair. That is going to get down in the corner. That's trouble. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Bryson Bourne is flying like the wind, and he is going to score from first easily. 3 RBIs on the double by Cash Clayton has made it an 8-2 ball game. And the Highlander bats have come alive here in the 5th. And that's going to bring up Cruz Romo with a runner at second. Still no outs.
Cruz Romo.
And the Highlanders now lead 8-2. That's in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Romo singled in the first, walked in the second, reached on an error in the 4th, and was thrown out in second trying to take an extra bag. The 0-1. Curveball right there on the outside corner. Makes it 0-2. Still no outs. Jack Schmeckel on deck. He led this inning off. And I think that was the umpire wants to go home call. As that was, I think an ant caught that off the dirt, and he gets the call for out number 1 on the strikeout by Romo. And that's going to kick us back to Jack Schmeckel, who led the inning off with a single. And he lifts one to shallow center. Metters giving chase, settles under, and makes the catch for out number 2. And Cash McWhorter singled in the 5th. We're still in the 5th. Flew out to center in the 2nd and flew out to left in the 1st. Highlanders up 8-2 after pushing 7 across so far here in the 5th. Fastball misses high and outside for ball 1. And the 1-0. Skips a fastball off the dirt. So we make it 2-0. 2 outs here in the 5th. Highlanders have batted around. This is batter number 11. Chase Bradley on deck. Man, fastball on the outside corner. What he was looking for on that one. You're up by 8. 2-0 count. I'm sitting. That was exactly the pitch I'm sitting on. And I'm putting that over the flagpole, Vinny Sinisi style. The 2-1. Curveball. And Romo. There's Clayton thrown out at third in the inning. The Highlanders get 7 on the board. They take the lead and lead this one 8-2 in this matchup between the War of the Woods, the Cavaliers, and the Highlanders. This is Highlander Sports Network. And we're moving on into the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be Sergio Alvarez, Caleb Cardenas, and Kyron Sweeby for the College Park Cavaliers. Highlanders leading 8-2 after busting it open in their half of the 5th, and that's in there for a called strike. Alvarez has struck out twice tonight. Curveball misses high and inside for ball 1. Friday's game will be here at Scotland Yard. It's a quick turnaround as we play the New Caney Eagles Friday night at 7 here, and a check swing and a foul into the screen to take it to 1-2. And then we quickly turn that around and have a 2 o'clock first pitch Saturday afternoon at New Caney. So we're heading back to my old stomping grounds, as I coached out at New Caney back in the early 2000s. So looking forward to running into some former students and ball players out there. I'm sure there's a couple that'll be bouncing around. And that's in the air towards right field. Bryson Bourne giving chase, makes catch. for out number 1 here in the 6th. Brings up the shortstop, Caleb Cardenas, for the Cavaliers. He walked in the 4th and grounded to Diaz at 3rd in the 2nd. 1 out. Sheeran on the mound and overcooks the fastball for ball 1. And misses just below the zone for ball 2. The 2-0 on the way. Swing and a miss as he got him to chase the high fastball. Runs it to 2-1. And hello, as that one whizzes over the head to run to 3-1. So the 3-1 count, 1 out. Highlanders leading 8-2. And curveball right there gets the call. Runs count full on Cardenas. And Cardenas has had, and he's made some great plays at shortstop tonight, and he's made some great plays that get to some balls I didn't think he had the range to get to, and then just couldn't finish them. And the 3-2. That is out towards center. Clayton retreats and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting number 18, Kyron Sweeby.
And Kyron Sweeby at the plate for the Cavaliers. He has been on base twice tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. Curveball misses way outside for ball 1. Sheeran's been effective since entering the game. Puts fastball right on the outside corner. Gets the call. Evens it at 1-1. The 1-1. Misses way outside. Runs it to 2-1. Two outs, top of the 6th. Highlanders leading 8-2. Thanks to the 7-run bottom of the 5th. Catches the outside corner, evens it at 2-2. Jack Schmeckel started the game for the Highlanders. He goes 3 2/3. Luke Sheeran came in and is looking and gets the call. Does exactly what I was about to say. Gets the strikeout of Sweeby. That takes us to the bottom of the 6th. Highlanders lead this one by a score of 8-2. This is the Highlanders Sports Network.
Number 1,
And here we are, bottom of the 6th. Cash McWhorter leading things off. He was at the plate. So a quick little recap. He was at the plate when Cash Clayton was trying to steal third and was thrown out. So he gets to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Chase Bradley's on deck. And that misses for ball 2. So it'd be Chase Bradley, Johan Fernandez, and then Elias Diaz if anybody reaches. The 2-0 misses way outside. Runs it to get this straight for you. It's 3-0. See if he gives him the green light. You're up by 6. I wouldn't swing at that. Nice 3-0 curveball. The 3-1. That is going to get through. Oh, another nice play by Cardenas. He got to it, keeps it in front of him, and he is showing some range. An impressive little shortstop for the Cavaliers. Has some fantastic range. He's gotten the balls deep in the hole. He's gotten the balls on the second base side of second tonight with ease. So an infield single for McWhorter. Gets things going here in the 6th for the Highlanders. Brings up Chase Bradley. He singled in the 5th. Back up the middle to kind of ignite that rally. He swings and misses at the outside fastball. And he fouls that one into the glove of Juarez for strike 2. Floats a curveball way outside. Runs it to 1-2. So Bradley is 1 for 2 on the night. Had a walk in the 3rd. And the 1-2 on the way. That is swung on and down the right field line and out of play. That's going to keep it at 1-2. Skips a fastball in the dirt. That's going to let McWhorter move on up to second on the pass ball by Juarez. Evens the count at 2-2 for Bradley. So an RBI chance. See if Bradley can pick him up. No outs. Bottom of the 6th. Cash McWhorter got things started with an infield single. And nice swing by Bradley on the curveball. Fouls it straight back, and it's going to keep it at 2-2. Bogan steps off, didn't like what he saw from his catcher Juarez. He's running through signs again. And he's set. The 2-2. Curveball way outside for ball 3. Runs the count full. On the catcher for the Highlanders, Chase Bradley. Heading to Angelina next season. next fall, as those days are slowly winding down for these seniors. Got about 6 weeks of school left for them. 3-2, that's back up the middle. Second baseman Kane gets to it. The throw can't dig it out. Roman couldn't dig it out at first. So Bradley reaches on the throwing error from the second baseman Kane. And we'll have Gorley is going to come off the bench, be your courtesy runner. And that allows McWhorter, he moves up to third. So runners at first and third with nobody out. And Johan Fernandez at the plate. He has walked, sacrifice bunt, and walked. So he's 0 for the night. Diaz on deck. And the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. I guess if the Highlanders can push 4 runs across here, the game will be over. With no outs, runners at first and third, it is a possibility. That is big curveball swung on and fouled out of play. Runs account to 0-2. And misses high with the fastball. Runs it to 1-2. No outs. Runners at first and third. Highlanders up 8-2. Runner takes off on the curveball, no throw. So catcher's indifference on the stolen, the bag given to Gordling. That evens the count at 2-2 on Fernandez, the younger brother of Gian Fernandez, graduated last year. He's up at Arkansas. The Highlanders can make a run into the playoffs. We'll probably get a chance to see him. He'll be home from school. Have to get him come up here and sit in the booth with us for a game or two, if that's a possibility. Fantastic young man. Payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled. We're going to keep it at 3-2. Speaking of former players, I don't know if he's listening. There's a possibility. Well, Mr. Kyle Hubert, he is out in Arizona at Gateway Community. Tomorrow, I believe, is his birthday. That is on the ground. First baseman Roman in the flip to the pitcher Bogan, but a run comes in. RBI for Johan Fernandez. As McWhorter comes in to score to make it 9-2.
Now batting number 5, Elias Diaz.
And Gordley moves up to third. And Elias Diaz is at the plate with 1 out and a runner at third. Swung and lifted high on the infield. Alvarez, Cardenas. Alvarez with the double catch kind of hit the glove and rolled out and squeezed it again. I think he was looking for 2 outs on that play. So that's an F5 in your scorebook for out number 2. Brings up Noah Nightstep. If there's a youngster that deserves a hard hit, base hit tonight, it's this kiddo. He's hit the ball hard all night, just right at somebody. Curveball misses high and outside for ball 1. 2 outs, runner at third. Highlanders leading 9-2 now. The fastball misses inside. 2-0. Be a good spot, pick a pitch out. The cards are in your favor. That 2-0 pitch. Oh, big swing. That was the pitch. He knew it too. And the 2-1. Inside fastball, fouls it down the right field line. And out of play. Take the count to 2-2, 2 outs. Deuce is wild for a double. Curveball misses way outside. And the payoff pitch. And back up the middle, second baseman Kane had some English on it, gets it, and throw is in time. Out number 3, that takes us to the top of the 7th. Highlanders get 1, expand the lead to 9-2. We're heading to the top of the 7th here at Scotland Yard. This is Highlander Sports Network.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? Kacher Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. Kacher Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And we move to top of 7. Highlanders leading 9-2 in this War of the Woods. 20 years of, well, I say that, 2006 at school. They didn't play varsity, I think, until 2007 or 8. I have to go back and check the records on that. I have to hit, hey, ChatGPT, tell me. Just kidding. And first pitch fastball misses high and outside. So Luke Peterson comes in. Puts a beautiful curveball in there for a called strike. So Luke Peterson comes in for the 7th. John Reary comes in to catch. Curveball in the dirt. Runs it to 2-1. This is where I have a conversation and nice pitch that just, he has fantastic movement on his fastball. He doesn't need, and that's kind of where I was going with that comment before I stopped myself. I'd have a conversation with him when he comes out of the bullpen. There it is again. That's just a beautiful pitch.
Now batting number 10, Jake.
Just beautiful, beautiful fastball from Peterson. He puts it in there, 87, 88, 2 plane movement. When he gets that thing working, watch out. But anyways, back to what I was going to say is I have a conversation with him in the bullpen. That's all you're throwing until somebody hits a home run. And a nice big sweeping curveball in there for called strike 1. There it is again. Doesn't get the call. This is the third time I've gotten to see this youngster pitch, and he just has really great stuff. There's just the movement on that pitch. It's barrel missing. 1 out, 1 and 2 is the count. If I kind of get lost in thought, the scout in me is just watching this kid pitch, and that's just another beautiful pitch. Almost got him to expand on it. First base umpire ain't paying attention. Whoa. First base umpire had some sunflower seeds in his back pocket. Wasn't even watching. He just gave him the strikeout. Wow.
Michael Kane.
Oh, wow. That's how I laugh at Michael Kane at the plate. He's a switch hitter. He's going to hit it from the right side with the lefty on the mound. And the fastball gets away from Peterson for ball 1. Just another beautiful curveball. Evens it at 1 and 1. And it's a beautiful pitch. And that fastball, you can just, I don't know if you can tell from the angle we have on the camera, it runs on a 2-plane. And if you don't know what I mean by a 2-plane, he's got horizontal and vertical movement on the fastball. And you don't really find that a whole lot at this level. And there's a beautiful curveball. Don't know how that was. And got that one. And ends the game with a strikeout. And after ball game, Highlanders take this one by a score of 9-2. We'll come back. We'll have some numbers for you and a player of the game. And that's a final. 9-2. Highlanders take game 2. Numbers and player of the game after this.
Highlander Nation, are you ready for your next dental appointment? txhsbsb Dentistry covers all the bases. We're located in the Woodlands, Texas, and proud supporters of Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry is a dual specialist dental office dedicated to compassionate, high-quality care. Their practice is unique because they have 2 separate sides of the office, one for pediatric and one for adult dentistry, so the entire family can be seen in one visit. Give us a call at 281-292-1605. Again, that's 281-292-1605. Or visit www.txhsbsb.com to schedule your next appointment. And be sure to mention Highlanders baseball. txhsbsb Dentistry, a home run for the whole family.
And welcome back to the Highlander Sports Network post-game show. They just cranked the music up. We'll try to get this done for you, get you out of here quick. Schmeckel got the start. He labored through 3 2/3 of inning, just didn't have the control of the zone tonight. Luke Sheeran came in. He goes 2 1/3. And basically shuts the door on the Cavaliers and allows the Highlanders to come back and battle back into the game and have that 7-run bottom of the 5th inning to basically put the game out of reach. They added another in the 6th, on top of the one they put up on the first. The story of tonight's game was really the first. It was two games in one. You had like the first third of the game was kind of a back and forth. You just couldn't come up with the big hit, the big play. The Highlanders had the bases loaded twice in 2 different innings. Couldn't get that hit, couldn't blow it open. And then they let the College Park Cavaliers hang around. And they come in the 5th, put 2 up, and take a 2-1 lead. And then Schmeckel gets pulled. Shearing comes in, kind of shuts the door on any sort of comeback or threat that the Cavaliers had. And then the bats for the Highlanders woke up in that 5th inning where they send 11 batters to the plate, put up 7 runs, and put it out of the reach for the Cavaliers. Our player of the game for tonight, I'm going to go with Mr. Luke Shearhan, the East Texas Baptist University commit. He comes out of the bullpen, shuts the door, allows his team to come in and helps spark that offense. They put 7 up, take the win here tonight, sweep the series of the War of the Woods, and the Highlanders improved to 9-1 in 13-6A. The Grizzlies lost to the Oak Ridge War Eagles tonight, and that puts the Highlanders, they bump up into 2nd on that loss. So in the loss column, the Grizzlies are 2 behind the Highlanders. The War Eagles are 9-0. 10-0. The Highlanders are 9-1 now, and the Grizzlies are 8-3 on the season. I believe that is right. I have to go double check those numbers on you. But basically what happened is tonight the Highlanders and the Grizzlies just flipped places. So your 1 through 4 does change a tad. Willis in the 4, and then the Grizzlies in the 3, Grand Oaks. Highlanders are in the 2, and the War Eagles are in the 1 spot. We've got a couple of series. I'm counting my eggs a little early. We have New Caney this weekend, Friday, Saturday matchup. So that's Friday here at Scotland Yard at 7. And then we head out to New Caney on Saturday for a 2 o'clock start. We'll have that first pitch for you on Saturday. We'll come up on stream. Will kick off at about 1:45. And then on Friday night, we'll be here 6:45, first pitch at 7. We'll kick off pregame around 6:50. And then Conroe series is the next following week, Tuesday, Friday, and then the following week after that is the Oak Ridge series, which is shaping up to be, once again, the one that determines who wins this district. It's kind of been that way the last couple of years. So the Highlanders take this one 9-2. Our player of the game, Luke Sheeran, and another tip of the cap to Bryson Bourne, who is staying hot. A couple big singles tonight as he was 2 for 3. He's continuing to roll. The bats have come alive. The pitching's there for the Highlanders. It's going to be a tough team to beat down the road. And that's going to be it for us from Scotland Yard. Highlanders take this game 9-2. We'll see you Friday here at Scotland Yard. We'll be on air 6:45 with your pregame at 6:50 and first pitch at 7. Thank you for joining us here on the Highlander Sports Network. Safe travels. God bless. We'll see you Friday.